Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. Glad to be with you guys again here. And we are going straight coaching, game film, CRM audit style to start off the year. So I'm super excited to listen to a call clip with you guys today and break it down. Let's get to the sales and the CRM audit. So what you need to do during this audit, because we all have call clips in sales. We all have bad call clips in sales too. Not all of them are great. I've had days where I haven't had the best calls, and after the call, I'm like, did I really give that my best effort? Could I have done better? So we are in no judgment zone here, although we do want to be very honest. So study the call clip with me, take some good notes. You learn a lot from bad sales calls. You also learn a lot from great sales calls. We'll have some audits for, new clients, some audits for old clients, some audits for hot clients, some audits for shoppers, some audits for, thinkers. We're going to have different scenarios, listening and auditing to see what went well and what we could do better. So here is what I rate on. In a great sales call, I believe the strong introduction. Okay, what goes into a strong introduction, you might ask? Well, for me, a strong introduction is not just saying your name and company, but it's saying your name and your company with authority, and then letting the person know why you're important, why they should be talking to you, and building a little excitement around the call. So if there was 5 possible points, it would be strong intro to you, 1 point, strong intro to your company, another point, building value, another point, making the person excited, another point, pivoting and taking control, another point. That's how I break down 5 points to a strong introduction. After the strong introduction, you typically pivot the sales call and you go into the qualifying. I call it relationship building, right? Because you shouldn't only be qualifying, you should be building value, and nuggets and stars and fireworks should be happening during this section. That's where you get to know the person. You share stories, you get stories, you have laughs, you have emotional moments, you dig deep, you figure out their life, you figure out the solution, you figure out why the solution is important. All this pertains in strong relationship building. What are you doing between the qualifiers? If there was 5 points for this, I would say the 5 points should be on sharing stories and getting stories, opening doors and getting curious, maybe making the client laugh, or, sharing commonalities. 4 would be digging super deep. 5 would be tonality and changing things, right? It'd be how well do you get to know the person while you're building a relationship / qualifying. Number 3, the most important, because you got to do 1 and 2 to get to 3, would be finding the emotional goal. I had somebody on our team today. I seen my sales director do a game film on this person. And one of the main takeaways from this was we were doing a reverse mortgage. For those of you that are not in mortgages, this means that a client that is over the age of 62 have the opportunity to never make a mortgage payment again. And we listened to this call, and it was a lot of, asking questions, getting answers, letting them know what we could do, but we didn't get any dreams. Like, what is the client going to do after they get cash and they never have to make a payment again? Like, you could sell somebody a dream, and you could sell them the last chapter of their life, the last quarter of their life. What does that look like? What are they doing? How does their life change? We're missing that aspect. So I believe when you're selling something, it's not about your product or service. It's about what your product or service does for somebody in their life. It's not about the watch. It's about how the watch makes me feel where I wear the watch. It's not about the shoes. It's about why the shoes are important. It's not about the refinance. It's about how the cash out changes my life. It's not about the rate reduction. It's about how the monthly savings change my life and what I do with that money. It's not about the purchase of the house. It's about why this is my dream home and how this house is going to change me and my family's life. It's not about life insurance. It's about why my family is important and why the legacy is important. So whatever you sell out there, the product or service, you have to know that it's not about the product or service. It's about what does your product or service do for somebody in their life? And I believe number 3, finding the emotional goal is going to be super important. Number 4, if we get to it, is going to be a strong presentation. 5 possible points would be like framing the goals, squashing any objections, connecting to emotion, making everything sound good, and closing. Those are 5 points I'd give for a strong introduction. And then whether you get the deal or not, strong follow-up. If you get the deal, strong follow-up all the way till it closes. And if you don't get the deal, you still have strong follow-up all the way till you get the deal, or they tell you to fly a kite. You still want to follow up with the client like a savage, land, air, and sea, using the emotional benefits and everything you learned from the phone call to make sure it's transpiring through your follow-up. So total of 25 points you could get here. Now, this phone call that we're about to play is actually somebody that I'm testing out to be my loan officer assistant. So we did a mailer campaign. Okay, we sent mail to people's homes, and on that mail said you're qualified either for a lower interest rate or cash out. Call this number. A lot of times these clients think they're calling their own lender and their own provider, but then they reach us. So when they reach us, it's on us to make sure that we have a strong introduction, build a strong relationship, find the emotional goal, strong presentation, and strong follow-up. So this is the deal that I took over, but my assistant Mark took the first call, and I'm going to play the first call and we're going to listen to how it went. So let's see if this works. Fingers crossed.
This is Mark.
Hi, we received a verification that we might be able to lower our interest rate for our house loans if we put our house loan and our second mortgage together.
You guys got one of our mailers?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, we can definitely help you out.
Okay. So far, I like the excitement from him. You guys got one of our mailers. Beautiful. We could definitely help you out. I love starting the calls like that, right? Whether you know if you could help them or not, we could definitely help you out. You're already on the yes train. You're already excited. You're already affirming that this is a deal without knowing anything about the person you're talking to. I love that. And even if it doesn't end up being a deal or you can't do it, I would still affirm it in the beginning and I would still be excited in the beginning because I believe all this stuff connects and momentum is important. Let's keep it going.
Code on the top left of the mailer, you know?
It's 5W. I think it's an I or a 1. 0.
Okay. What is your current interest rate?
So we have.
He went straight into the qualifying. I think something that he missed was the brand. You're talking to a complete stranger. They know nothing about you, but you sent them a mailer, a white piece of paper with some information on it. I like to do a strong brand in the beginning. So we said, excitement, introducing yourself, introducing your company, why you're important, and why they should be excited, and pivoting and taking control. He had excitement. He pivoted and took control. He missed the brand and he missed the opportunity. So how do you establish those things? So I would have been like, after she gave me the mail, yep, I see your information here. Everything looks great for you. Now, just a little bit about me and the company here. My name is Alex Sharafadine, and I've been doing, mortgages for the last decade. I work with every lender across the country, also partnered with Rocket Mortgage. So you're definitely talking to somebody with experience that could help you out. That's establishing a brand and authority. And then I would have been like, and you're also calling it a great time. Rates have never been as low as I've seen them now in the last couple of years, and valuations have never been as high. So let's see what we could do for you. What's your current interest rate now? And then I could pivot on to that question. Even though that wouldn't even be the first question I would ask. I don't know why we would go straight to interest rate. That's kind of planting yourself for objections and subconsciously thinking that the interest rate matters when it really doesn't. Because anybody that calls on a mailer needs help. Doesn't really matter what the interest rate is. This person needs some kind of help or else they would have never called. So as far as a strong introduction, I would give Marky Mark a 2.5 out of 5 maybe. Right? There was excitement. There was a law of attraction in there. There was a pivot, no brand, no enthusiasm in the time, making her feel special. We didn't make her feel special. We didn't brand who we are and why we're important. We just had some excitement and we pivoted straight to the interest rate. Let's keep it going.
What is your current interest rate?
We have two different, because we have a regular loan, which is at 3%, so that's pretty low. But then our second mortgage, or our home equity, I should say, is a 7.25%.
7.25%. So basically, you guys are looking to bundle both of them together, so you can guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the one loan is super low percent, so I'm nervous to change that.
I got you. Well, we can definitely look at some options for you. What is the address of your property?
Right then and there was a lot that just happened in that 30 seconds. She said she has a first loan at 3%. She has a second loan at 7 point something percent. Honestly, not bad at all, right? You're like 3% on the first, 7% on the second. This lady's in a pretty good spot. But no, she called in because she needs help. Again, the interest rates are irrelevant. And then she went ahead and said, that's why I'm kind of nervous because the first one's a little low. And what did Mark say? He said, yeah, we'll see kind of what we got for you. And it's kind of his tonality change, if you notice. A lot of salespeople don't notice that, but a lot of times in the call, you subconsciously get discouraged and your tone changes, right? And right here, we kind of heard a little bit of that. And he didn't make her feel good about being nervous. So you have to acknowledge, I feel a little nervous. Well, look, you're not alone. There's a lot of Americans out there that have good rates on the first, second loans. They need cash out. They need savings. Rest assured, I'll make sure you're not nervous by the end of this. And I'll make sure I put you in a better financial place. So tell me, and I'll pivot on. Right then and there, I'm letting her know, hey, you don't have to be nervous. You're talking to a professional. A lot of people feel the same exact way, but I'm sure there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I didn't really hear that from him, which I would like to hear more of, is the confidence. I got your back. You're in a good place. Let me carry you and take you down this tunnel all the way to the light together.
One.
Okay, and what's your first and last name?
My name is. My husband is.
First mortgage interest rate was 2 what?
Oh, come on. Don't make her repeat herself. You got to be ready, right? Like, I don't know if he's entering it in his CRM right now or what he's doing right now, but I don't care if it's pen or paper, if you're a fast writer, or I don't care if it's a keyboard, if you're a fast typer. You write that shit down. When somebody's talking to me, I'm typing notes the whole time so they don't have to repeat a single thing because every single note is in front of me. So a lot of times we're like, you said that your thing is this, you said that it was that. Like, we're not really listening in the beginning. We're not sharp. We're not on point. We're not precise. So we have to go back to it. We're wasting time with dead air and going back to things that were already established. We got to keep the conversation moving, keep the momentum going.
First one is 3%.
Oh, 3%.
Yeah, so we still owe 100.
And how much do you own in the HELOC?
It's 30.
Are you looking to get any extra cash out on that or no?
Yeah, I guess if we could, we would maybe try to pay off some credit cards.
We do actually have a great opportunity here for you. What is the amount on the credit cards that you're looking to pay off?
Okay, Mark, finally. We do have a great opportunity for you actually here. You gave me one line of a little bit of enthusiasm, okay? But it still sounds like very monotone, very robotic, right? Just qualifying. It sounds like we're setting up a funeral. We got to change that. Let's see if we have any change in the building relationship, because now we're in the building relationship part and we haven't really built anything yet or built commonalities. So let's keep going and see what happens.
What do you do there?
The principal now. I was a teacher for 15, but now the principal.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Well, why did you say maybe?
Oh, because it's a hard job. Sometimes I wonder why I changed to administration, but here I am, so.
I get that.
Okay, and
Oh, come on, Mark. You had her laughing. You had her going, principal, maybe. It's a hard job. At least fucking ask her, what age group are you a principal for? Middle school, elementary, high school? What's the craziest thing that's ever happened? How does your day-to-day go? I remember my principal, like, this is a huge opportunity to build a relationship and build rapport with her. And he was almost there. He even laughed with her and he said, oh, why you say that? But then he stopped, right? He kind of knocked one time on the door. Then he's like, I don't want to door knock 2 or 3 times. Somebody might answer that door. Like, yes, she was going to answer. All it would have took was one extra jab at it. And she would have started talking and he could have started talking. And there could have been a lot built right off the principal. That's a great position.
yeah, you said that your husband makes about $60 a year. Quick question: does he write off a lot from that, or not really? How is the thing with
No, I mean, that's what he ends up paying himself.
Does he write off a lot from that, or what's his kind of thing, right? We're not even asking what kind of business does he run, right? How long has he been in business for? We're going straight for the qualifying breath.
Taxes, does he make any net income? Okay, do you qualify? What's your income?
Like, relax a little. Dude, relax a little. We actually ended up getting this deal. I got this deal. But like, relax a little. This would have been a great first call for me to have. I'm not saying don't ask that question, but I'm saying filler it in, right? What does your husband do for business? Oh, wow. Does he like it? Oh, okay. How long has he been in business for? Which one do you think is better, self-employment or working as a principal? Why don't you join him in the business? Well, tell me, I know self-employment's tricky sometimes. How much do you think he shows net at the end of the year? Does he cover up a lot of expenses? So like, that question could come, but I think there needs to be a little bit of rapport between the question, right? We say there's qualifiers and there's what you do in between qualifiers. And I think we need to get better at what we're doing in between qualifiers.
Well, you have the same birth date as my mom.
Oh, funny.
Except for the year.
Yeah.
But,
So we didn't even find out what kind of business he has or what he does. We're meshing a little about the birthday. I think that we're a little off on the meshing, but I'll give him, a little bit for trying to mesh.
and what is your husband's birthday? Your husband says that you have your own business. Quick question: what does he do?
There we go.
Nice. Is he plowing on his snow right now?
Yeah, this is the downtime for him. Give me a round about what you think the interest rate would be about.
So for that, you would be looking. This is just like a ballpark estimate,
Right.
but like I would have like to go through the numbers first for you.
So you see, he kind of tried to mesh a little more about the weather and waking up and what her husband does, but he's giving like a 5% effort on building the relationship. We're about to go into the presentation and we skipped finding the emotional goal. We don't even know if they have kids. We don't even know why she wants to do this. We don't even know what she's going to do after she's going to pay off the debts. We didn't even ask her how much she has in assets. What do you have in checking savings? Do you have any kids? If we pay off these debts and save you money, what does life look like to you then? These are all the things that build a sale in this industry in mortgages, and he's missing a lot of that.
Are you looking to get any extra cash to put it on the bank, or just solely to pay those those?
Just solely to pay those off.
I got you.
If we can get a lower monthly payment.
You said roughly you're spending about a month on. I'm assuming I could pay those credit cards off for you and then save you some money every month. What are your goals with the money saved? I know we just hit 2026. What are you thinking? And just stop and pause and listen to what they have to say. And then you could get some emotional goals out and find out why this is even important to her. Because I still have no idea. Besides paying off the credit cards, I get that. But why does she want to do this? Credit cards is not a crazy amount, but it seems like she needs it. It seems like there's something going on in her life where she's really intrigued and she needs this, right? Because she has 2 good loans on her house and she wants to pay off credit. They're like, there's something missing that we're not uncovering yet that I wish we would have uncovered.
And I won't have to put things on a credit card. You know what I mean? Like right now, I think I'm just paying so much in interest.
No, definitely.
So right now she's living off the credit cards and she's only paying interest. We heard that.
Quick question. So I'm just gonna need to do a softball for you guys. And what is your social security number? What time would be good for me to reach out back to you?
Really anytime today. I'm not working today, so we're still on break.
Okay, then Jackie, I will reach out to you. Give me about 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay. You have my cell phone number?
Yes, this one, 9.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
All right. And the call ends there. So you go to strong introduction, 2.5 points. Strong relationship building, I would give him 1.5 points. We're at 4 so far. Finding the emotional goal, 0 points. We had a lot of opportunities to do it. We didn't even find out her kids. We didn't find out much about assets. We didn't find out much about what she's going to do with the savings. 0 there. Strong presentation. We saved it for a 2 call. 0 there. And follow-up wasn't necessary. So this is like a 4 out of 20. And I also got on the phone call with her about 30 minutes later. And then every single thing I'm telling you he missed, I actually did it all within the first 10 minutes of the phone call. And I'll show you guys this call next week so you can see kind of how I approach the call and how I built a relationship in 10 minutes where he had her for 20 and he couldn't build the same relationship. Now, he is newer to the industry. He is newer to sales. So I'm not being crazy on him. I still think he gave a good effort and I still think he needs a lot of work. He has the work ethic and I do know he could get there, but it's going to take a lot of repping and a lot of curiosity and a lot of writing questions down. But he's new to the industry. And the sad part is 80% of the industry sounds like this too. You'll find a lot of times that most people are sounding like this already, and we still ended up getting this deal. So it just goes to show you that the competition out there, it's really not that crazy. All you have to do is truly care about somebody, go a little deeper, and then you'll get their business. So I think the main takeaways from this is like, we got to be more conscious and we have to want to know and we have to want to learn somebody's life. You know, like there wasn't no real want inside of him wanting to know what he's actually doing. And you don't really record your calls and listen to them, but it's good to listen to these because you don't want to sound like this. So how do you not sound like this? What are you going to do to change it? Number 1, you should care, right? Number 2, it's to form a stronger relationship. Number 3, it's to be a professional because the more you know, the more you could help. So all these things are important. So our first sales audit of 2026, unfortunately, was less than a 5 out of 20. Now I am going to bring another call for him in the future once he adapts and gets better. And we're going to see a nice transition call and show you guys what somebody could do if they really focus on improving, which I know this gentleman will do. All right, moving on. So that was cool. Next week, instead of doing a sales audit for a game film, we'll probably just do a CRM audit where I go through somebody's CRM and check on their messages, their speed on responding to those messages, what they say back in those messages, all those things will be active. Now, if you want to be somebody that we do that for, if you want us to audit your CRM live, please email us or send us a message in the community. We'd love to pick somebody randomly from this group and do a live CRM audit. And the worst case scenario is you'll get better, and the best case scenario is you'll get better. So there is no worst case scenario. We got specials for everybody on here for the year. I'm not sure if you've seen them, but if you're in mortgages, sales, or leadership, the QR codes are right here. We're doing 40% off for everybody in the community. The discount code will be available for you here. As soon as you click that QR, you'll get the book, the planner, and the blueprint along with the virtual training. So make sure that you get that if you don't already. It's on acesacademy.com. Other than that, I super appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys next week. And if you want to be involved in next week's call with a CRM audit or a game film audit, please let us know. We'd love to have you.